Alright, we have a little unboxing here of an item that I've been a little bit curious about. I wouldn't say a lot, because I didn't know they existed until I saw it. But when I saw it, I thought, yeah, there might be some interesting applications for this. So let's see what we have here. Okay, well, I just got an extra brilliance pad. I've been saying I need one for a while. This is a light white. And you know how I use these with the cotton ball to dab in here like that and to apply it to my scenes? Well, this starts to build up a lot of cotton residue on there. And, occasionally I'll scrape it off. And, there's a lot of cotton on there. But the thing is, if I use this one to make impressions, and I go to stamp it, inevitably there's like these little cotton fibers in the on the stamp, but also in the impression as a result of it. So I need one for just impressions only, and one for like cotton ball applications. Okay, so I don't know. Yeah, I have two of these pads, but I use these two pads like, I don't know, 20 times more than other colors, so I see these being used for like a different purpose. So I don't know. I think completely worthwhile. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Opount? O-P, I don't know. Pound? I guess that's the name of the company. Open your mind, decorate your life. Let me show you what I have here. Okay, so this, I don't even remember the count or anything like this. This says 2,400 piece set decoration. I don't know. But let's see how this comes here. This is kind of interesting. All right. I was kind of curious to know how these were going to be packed here. I don't know if this is something that's been used in like the hardware types of departments, and then made available in the crafting department or whatnot. Okay, so what these are, I'm looking at this, I expected to see a lot of broken pieces. These are glass, I don't know, mirrored tiles, okay? And they're all cut down. They're all very small. Now, in the description, or in the reviews, someone said, yeah, these are a lot smaller than what they expected. Just looking at the photographs. But, that being said, I mean, they do, mention, the square inch or whatever, the square millimeter of these right here. So there's a lot of different pieces of these. So these are all self-adhesive, and I'll show you what I have in mind for it. Now, I think some people just peel off this whole thing, and they try to keep some of these together, or, I don't know, somehow they'll decorate like an entire mirror or something like that with these little, I don't know, glass tiles or whatnot. But I see them as being used. I mean, can you imagine them on something like a foil piece? This one's vellum, but I have this foil around it. But now it would probably be better if this was like a gold. Okay, so I'm thinking this would be great on something like a silver like this, okay? But these are actual mirrored tiles like that. Now this is the mirrored surface, and I'd have some kind of scene on it. But these little mirrored pieces, or, kind of bordering some sort of rainbow holographic, because this has kind of a silvery finish. When it's not reflecting that type of color, it looks more... It's hard to get kind of just the plain silver look like you do see in person here. But, and also I see these in terms of like something like blue toned scenes, like a foil or whatnot, but these little mirrored kind of borders would be kind of cool. Or maybe, I don't know, somehow you can kind of utilize them within the piece. I don't know how, but let's just see right here how easy these are to... It seems like one of those things where you got to get it kind of started. Okay, here's the peel off right here. And it does say to be careful with this, because these are... Okay, That is like one adhesive type of thing right there. So they're solid like that, okay? So you can use that as a whole strip. Okay, that's how they do it then. Some people use this like around an entire mirror. And then you can break, your individual pieces off like this, okay? So it would seem, yeah, okay, that works really good. See like that? And then I have that mirrored piece like that. But on, oh, I don't know. I don't have, let me pause this right here and we'll test some of these out. Okay, I grabbed one of my previous pieces right here, and let's see here. Let me grab something. This is just a scratch knife here. This is like a little mirrored tile. You can put it down something like this in the corners, or you can incorporate it into the piece like this. No, that doesn't look right. Let me try something right here. Okay, now it looks like when you break these off, now it might be kind of better as a whole strip like that, so you can kind of measure off like a whole strip of these, and it looks like it's, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 tiles across, so you can kind of score that and then lay them down in there. Or, I mean, if you want to do some kind of spacing in between there, let me try that. Let me just go for an entire little strip here. Okay, now I haven't used these before, so I'm just kind of winging it here. Okay, so I'm assuming, let's go to this one right here. Okay, and folding over. And you're going to have to get it folded over to access that crease in there. Now these aren't, the edges of this are not, I have to remember which one it was here. They're not rounded or anything like that, so just be careful. I should probably be wearing gloves or something. But let's see this. And there's probably some way to do this too, if you've ever done like any type of tiling, bathroom or kitchen or something like that. I'm sure there's some technique here that I'm not doing. Okay, that came off rather easily. I guess I don't have to cut it all the way through. And let's go 2 more here. And let me just do this right here. Now, I mean, it would probably be better if, I incorporate, this was incorporated into the design when I did it, as opposed to kind of coming up with something after the fact. Because I like this border on here. It probably needs that border. And this would probably be better as an outside border to this one, but let's just take a look and see what this looks like here. Okay. Oh, now see this, I was missing that one piece right there, but let's just go from there. This one will incorporate that, and it's going to about right here. So we'll bend it this way. Cut it off like so. Okay. And okay, I don't need to cut it. I just need to pull this strip off like this. It's like I said, oops. It's just like little self-adhesive double stick tape on the back. So it's, it's like pulling off little 3-dimensional stickers, except they're mirrors. Okay. The paper is fairly sticky, which I guess is important. I saw a lot of people, examples of this were used for three-dimensional objects, not like crafting. Oops, that one's not going to quite match up here. I have a little bit of space here, but so be it. I don't know, these mirrors like this, I figured, doing something like this, having mirrors on cards, that's kind of a substantial embellishment. It's pretty cool that if you can do that, and we can with something like that. These are really thin too. Okay, it's not like a real thick mirror. We wouldn't want it thick, because it'd be too hard to kind of manipulate. But this is easily, easy to manage here, I think. And like I said, I'm just kind of winging it here. I'm sure there's some kind of better technique to do this with. I feel like I'm kind of just grabbing things at random here. All right, let's go like this. But this right here, I intended to be like some kind of Christmas ornament or whatnot. And when you can add this on here like this, like I said, it would have been better if I incorporated this into the design. I'm just kind of doing it after the fact. I have a little bit more space in between that than over here, but that looks pretty cool. We hear this term, and I don't think it's necessarily, the thing that you go after. It's like, but sometimes it seems like it's more of a compliment to someone. Like if someone says, "Oh my gosh, you made that? That looks store-bought." You know what I mean? Well, I happen to think that handmade things look, kind of a little bit more special. What I think, you just don't, you want it to look handmade, but you want it to look like professionally handmade. I think that's what, people are getting at there. But when you start incorporating things like, one of my little crystals fell off here. Kind of adding that back in here. Oops, it's upside down. Oftentimes I don't add enough glue. That's one thing I should have bought on this unboxing here. I need some more glue. Okay, let's see here. I think I have just enough. Well, I think I'm going to be short one square. It'd be kind of interesting if the squares don't match up, huh? Okay, let's see here. Oh, I see what's happening. So on some of them, I just have more space in between the squares, so this one's kind of not matching up completely. Let me see if I can just kind of drag them out a little bit. I'm kind of pulling them over this way, creating a little bit more space maybe in between some of these mirrors. Okay, but that I think is going to be enough for me. And I have that little space right in here. It seems like it gives a little bit too, once it's been laid down. It's not glue that we've used, but just that kind of sticker paper, so it's allowing me to kind of move these around a little bit. But let's take a look here. It's a little bit too blingy, but just in terms of, getting the gist of the finish here, I think that looks pretty decent in terms of how it looks. I think it'd be even more interesting if we kind of incorporated into the piece a little bit differently, maybe not just on a strip, or, you have, a little bit of a thicker strip, like maybe 2 or 3 of these on the side of something, for a real mirrored finish. But, this would make a pretty cool little ornament right here. The crystals themselves in here are pretty cool too. But then when you add this on here, it does give it more of a kind of a substantial feel to it. I don't know what you do on the outside. I guess you can just leave it just as is. I'm touching this right here, and I don't know. I don't think I'm getting any little cuts, or something like that. It doesn't feel sharp on the sides, but nevertheless, be careful when you get these. Now, if you ever buy these, one of the things that I see in the comments was, and I can see it, I mean, if someone, drops this or something like that, these are all fairly lightweight, and it was just in, a piece of paper like this, but I can totally see some of these, being cracked when you get it. So I would just say to expect some of that. I found this to be, very inexpensive, and I don't know, I was expecting a certain degree of, I don't know, loss on it. I don't see a single one cracked on mine. Maybe if I look closely, there might be, a tiny little nick on one or something like that. It goes across, both pieces like that. But, I don't know. You can probably think of some things, maybe some things are coming to mind as far as what you can use. But, like I said, this would be pretty interesting as a potential embellishment. You go with silver, and you go with something like this. Actually, this is the combination that's on this one right here, but then you go with a little bit more space, and you can come up with something like this, like that, maybe like 2 rows or something like that. Or if you have something like this, and you really kind of frame this off like that, I mean, you can create a card, but it looks like a physical, like a store-bought frame or something like that. Maybe 3 rows of this or something like that. I don't know. So, I don't know, pretty fun, and it seems to work pretty good. I like that that it's self-adhesive and that they stick together so that if you do want to use them in rows like that, you can. But I was expecting to use them more kind of individually, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what I mean? But I don't know. In that row, it looks pretty effective like that. So I don't know. It's bringing kind of more reflective types of materials and tools into our repertoire, and anything that catches the light like that can potentially kind of draw the viewer's eye to the piece, more so than, say, a piece of white paper would. So I don't know, maybe the ideal thing is you have a combination of it. You can kind of create a frame around your pieces with that, like that. I don't know, do a blue winter scene. Silver goes really well with that. These are mirrors, so it's reflecting whatever colors are in the background and whatnot. But for the most part, it's, that silvery chrome type of finish. Okay, but I don't know. I'll have to think of some different possibilities now with these types of pieces. I think it'll work great for the really small ones, but I'll try to think of some larger ones, applications for this. It's a pretty dynamic surface, to come. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see if I can come up with some dynamic applications for this surface going forward. And I don't know, we'll get the subconscious and conscious working on it. I'll have to kind of see about how I'm going to store this, if I'm going to keep it in the paper or whatnot. I like to keep some things out, though, so, like, I don't know, it just kind of keeps it in mind for me. But going forward, I think, especially with, things like the metallics and the foils, something like this should be pretty interesting to use. So anyways, we'll think about it. Have you ever used any of these types of things like that? And if you have, let me know how you used it and what you found out about it, and if there's some easier ways to work with it than me trying to, grab out, just 4 rows of that or something like that. Or maybe the trick is just you got to peel it off from the back. Oh yeah, that's much easier, like that, than trying to do it from the front. And then maybe what we do is we fold it over like that, and then you just peel. Oh yeah, that's so much easier. See, that's right here. 4 rows, whatever, 3 rows, 2 rows. I think the 1 row is kind of a little bit harder, just because as you kind of peel it off, you know, the individual pieces want to kind of break off for you. So anyway, another unboxing.